You know that feeling when you read a book and it feels like it's talking directly to you, like page after page, it's just calling out your current life situation, your exact problems. That was me with the book EMyth Revisited, written by Michael E. Gerber. It basically said, hey, you. Yeah, the guy who thought starting a business was going to be freedom but ended up doing everything himself. You are not building a business, you just built yourself a prison. And I was like, damn, okay, he got me right on point. So I decided I'm just gonna fix this. I'm gonna follow this book and build a real company the way it says: systems, roles, organizational chart, business structure, and everything. And I did. 24 roles, 3 people, but spoiler alert, it broke me. And just to give you some context, I am the founder of Takeoff Digilabs, where we build revenue generating platforms for early stage founders and creators. I have been in these trenches handling clients, designing UX, shipping MVPs. So this wasn't some abstract experiment. This was me really trying to build something that lasts. So here's the setup. I wasn't looking to systemize. I wasn't looking to optimize the business. I was just trying to stay sane in the business. When I started the business, I was the technician, the person who delivers the work, does the design, talks to the client, handles the revision, sends the invoice, fixes the bugs, writes the email, everything. And the worst part is, I thought I was good at it. That's the exact trap. The book calls it an entrepreneurial seizure. You are great at a thing, so you think you can build a business around it. But suddenly you are running a business that's running you. That hit hard actually. The book said there are 3 roles in every founder: the entrepreneur who dreams big, the manager who creates order inside the business, the technician who does the exact work. At the time, I was like 80% technician, 5% manager, and 15% entrepreneur on a good day. So I decided, let's fix that. Let's build a real business, just the way the book mentioned. This is where it got fun for a bit. We were 3 people, the core team I could count on when it came to holding this crazy structure together. Just to be clear, this wasn't our entire team. There are others who have also had our back, but the EMyth structure didn't really have space for operational or low-level roles in the organizational chart. That's why they are not in this part of the story, but they have always been there for us. I sat everyone down and said, okay, we are going to restructure this entire business. We are building our first prototype, not of a product, but of our company. The first prototype of our company. This is what the book calls working on the business instead of working in the business. When you are working in the business, you are doing the day-to-day stuff like talking to clients, fixing the bugs, and sending invoices. But working on the business means stepping back, designing how it runs, like creating roles, systems, goals. Think of it like this. If you are a baker, working in the business means baking a bread. Working on the business is figuring out how to hire bakers, improve the kitchen layout, and expand into new markets. That was the switch I was trying to make in that moment. I spent 2 weeks to understand these ideologies behind this book. What's our primary aim? What kind of life do we want? What does this business need to look like to get us there? Then we built the organizational chart. Here you can see the organizational chart. There are 24 roles totally to run the business efficiently. Each of us took 8 job roles. We even gave ourselves titles like CTO, CEO, CRO, none of which we truly understood at that point. But I remember feeling this strange mix of pride and fear. Like on one hand, we were finally stepping up, trying to think like founders, trying to design a business not just to survive. But on the other hand, a part of me knew we were just pretending, like kids playing dress up like grown-ups. Still, it felt legit. It felt like we were finally thinking like a company, not freelancers with a group chat. And to be fair, Gerber says something like this in the book. The purpose of building an organization chart is to force you to work on your business, not in it. That hit me. Because until then, I was the business doing everything. Now we have a clear structure of what roles and what responsibilities and who are the reportees for them and all. That really a game changer for me. But after few weeks, the reality sets in. Every day became a chaos of contact switching between the sales calls in the morning, reviewing designs at noon, chasing invoices at night. We tried to create SOPs, standard operating procedures, step-by-step guides for everything. But documenting like this felt harder than doing the actual work itself. Like the book says, the system isn't something you bring to the business, it's something you derive from the process of building it. And that's what we were trying to build the plane while flying it. But when you are juggling deadlines, tasks, delivery, stepping back to build a system feels like an extra full-time job. But we committed to this, so we recorded videos, made checklists, and tried to keep it updated. But a month later, everything felt outdated. We can't resonate with it because the systems keeps changing, and we felt the real problem there. I know it's hard to keep updating all the documentations, but that's where we hit the bottleneck on that. And don't even get me started on quantifying the business, just like the book said. You need numbers. You need to measure everything. Gerber put it like this: what you manage is what you get. And to manage it, you have to measure it. Sounds simple, right? But in practice, it's a chaos. In a small team, drowning in deliverables, what do you even track at the time? Revenue, time, client satisfaction, or energy levels? We didn't even have any dashboards. We didn't even have any clean inputs, just scattered data, late night messages, chats, and lot of gut feeling decisions. Trying to quantify things when nothing is consistent is like measuring a smoke. And the more we tried, the more we realized the system needs stability. And we were just trying to survive. But like, what does that mean for a small team juggling 3 client projects and 2 deadlines? I hit a wall. I felt like I was drowning, but not in work, in expectation I created for myself. I wasn't building a business, I was building a system for a team that didn't even exist yet, and burning myself out trying to uphold it. I missed deadlines, dropped the balls, ghosted tasks, and every time something slipped, it felt like it was proof that I wasn't good enough to lead. And weirdly, the guilt got heavier the more I tried to follow the systems. The book says structure is not an end in itself, it's a mean to an end. But when you treat structure like a playbook, it becomes suffocating. That moment when I realized I wasn't the CEO of a growing business, I was just an exhausted operator trapped in the blueprint I wasn't ready for. So here's what I realized. The EMyth Revisited isn't wrong. It's actually a very brilliant book, but it's a compass, not a daily playbook. You don't systemize everything at once. I use the framework differently. Every 1 or 2 months, I zoom out, I revisit the big picture, I reflect on my primary aim, I look at where the chaos is, and I ask, can I fix this one part in this month? One system at a time. If you are a solo founder or a tiny team, you have ever tried to apply a EMyth Revisited book ideas to your reality and felt overwhelmed, you are not alone. You are just early in the stage of that. Take what's useful, leave what's not ready. Use these ideas to guide you, not guilt you. And if you have ever gone through something like this, drop a comment, drop your experience. I would love to hear your version of chaos, because this journey is messy, but it's also worth it. This is Anomaly signing.